Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students. Now let's study some theories and important concepts related to chapter Some Basic Concepts of Chemistry. First let us study about Dalton's atomic theory. Dalton's atomic theory. This theory is given by scientist John Dalton. John Dalton gave this theory. According to John Dalton, the atom is indivisible particle. Atom means indivisible. This atom is derived from word which is a Greek word atomio. Word atomio, from which the word atom is derived. What are the postulates of Dalton's atomic theory? Postulates of Dalton's atomic theory are very important. This is a 3-mark question. Important 3-mark question. What are the postulates of Dalton's atomic theory? According to Dalton's atomic theory, matter is made up of many small particles which cannot be divided. Atom is very small particle which cannot be divided. Many atoms come together and they are responsible for the formation of the matter. So postulate number 1 of Dalton's atomic theory is matter consists of indivisible atoms. Indivisible atoms. So this is postulate number 1. According to Dalton's theory, there are many small particles which are called atoms which cannot be divided, which cannot be broken further. Such a small particles make matter. So postulate number 1 is matter consists of indivisible atoms. We know we have different elements. We have 118 elements which are different. So atoms of same elements have similar or identical properties and identical mass also. But atoms of different elements have different properties and different mass. So this is postulate number 1. Postulate number 2, now atoms of same element have identical properties, means atoms of same element have similar properties including mass. All properties are same, even the mass. But atoms of different elements have different properties, and different mass. This is postulate number 2. So according to Dalton's atomic theory, atoms of same element have identical properties including mass, that is mass is also identical, that is mass is also same, but atoms of different elements have different properties and different mass. Say for example, hydrogen is H2. There are two hydrogen atoms. Both hydrogen atoms have same mass and similar properties. ಎಲ್ಲ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ದ್ರವ್ಯರಾಶಿ ಒಂದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಮೂಲ ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಪರಮಾಣುಗಳ ದ್ರವ್ಯರಾಶಿ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಒಂದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಆದರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮೂಲ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಪರಮಾಣುಗಳ ದ್ರವ್ಯರಾಶಿಯೂ ಬೇರೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅವುಗಳ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ಡಾಲ್ಟನ್ನ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟುಲೇಟ್. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಟೇಕ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್, ಆಲ್ ದ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಆರ್ similar properties and similar mass. But if you take two different elements, let's consider one is hydrogen, another one is oxygen. Elements are different, so their atoms have different properties, different mass also. That is postulate number 2. Third postulate of Dalton's atomic theory is atoms of different elements combine in a fixed ratio or a fixed mass. Atoms of different elements combine in fixed ratio to form compounds. So whenever atoms of different elements are combined in fixed ratio, we get compounds. Say for example, if two hydrogen atoms combine with one oxygen atom, we get compound water. Two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen. This is one oxygen combined to give water. So atoms of different elements combine to get or to form water. That is postulate number 3. Postulate number 4 says matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. Matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. The fourth postulate is nothing but law of conservation of mass. That is, matter can neither be created nor be destroyed is the fourth postulate of Dalton's theory. It is law of conservation of mass. What is the meaning of this? Meaning of this is simple. During chemical reaction or during chemical process, reorganization of atoms take place. Reorganization of atoms take place. So this is postulate number 4. Any 3 postulates you have to know, because question will be write any 3 postulates of Dalton's atomic theory, which is a 3-mark question. If 2 postulates are asked, it is a 2-mark question, one of the important question. Look at here. Matter consists of indivisible atom. Matter is made up of many small particles which are atoms, which cannot be divided according to Dalton, but now it is proved that they can be further divided. Postulate number 2, atoms of same element have similar properties, similar mass. Atoms of different elements have different mass and different properties. Third postulate, atoms of different elements when combined in fixed ratio, compounds are formed. Postulate number 4, matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. That is, during chemical reaction, just reorganization of atoms take place. Say for example, Carbon plus oxygen, O2, gives carbon dioxide. Look at here. How many carbon atoms are there on the left side? One carbon. On the right also one carbon. You have two oxygen on the left. You have two oxygen on the right side also. Means the matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. Number of atoms of carbon and oxygen on both the sides of arrow mark are same. Mass of reactants is equal to mass of products. Means just rearrangement of atoms take place, just reorganization of atom take place, and no matter is created, no matter is destroyed. So that is about fourth postulate of Dalton's atomic theory. Now this Dalton's atomic theory explained, theory could explain most of the laws of chemical combination. Theory explained laws of chemical combination. Which laws are explained here? If you look at the fourth postulate, the law of chemical combination, that is law of conservation of mass, is explained in the fourth postulate. In the third postulate, law of definite proportion is explained. Students understand, theory explains all the laws of chemical combination, but theory could not explain Gay-Lussac's law. So this is a limitation of the law. Theory could explain almost all laws but could not explain Gay-Lussac's law. And one more thing is, according to the first postulate of Dalton, matter cannot be divided. But now we know matter can be divided into subatomic particles. So this is about your Dalton's atomic theory, one of the important concept in the chapter. Next, let us study about atomic mass. Let's learn about another concept, that is atomic mass. You all know matter is made up of very small particles which are called atoms. So atoms are very small. Atoms are very small. Since they are very small, since they are very minute, measuring the mass, measuring their weight is very difficult. So you can measure the weight of this chalk piece, you can measure the weight of this duster, because these are the particles which are visible to us. Atoms are very small, we cannot see them by our naked eye. Such small particles they are. They are very small. So, measurement of mass of an atom is very difficult. So, it is difficult to find the mass of an atom. But nowadays we have instruments. Nowadays, mass of an atom can be determined using sophisticated instruments or techniques, determines by some techniques. Say for example, mass spectrometry. There are now different techniques, different methods. We have different instruments by using which mass of an atom can be determined now. But earlier it was difficult. So earlier atomic mass atomic mass was given as relative atomic mass. Earlier atomic mass was given as relative atomic mass. What is meant by relative atomic mass? For one element, mass was taken as a standard. By taking that, for other atoms of other elements, mass is determined. So mass of an atom is related to mass of another atom, which is called as relative atomic mass. You might have heard relative grading. You might know relative grading. Topper scores in the class, topper scores some marks. His marks is considered as 100. And for other students, the marks or grading is assigned related to the marks of topper. That is called relative grading. Very similarly, atomic mass of particular element is given related to an element which is taken as a standard. Initially, hydrogen was taken as a standard. Hydrogen was taken as a standard, and for hydrogen atomic mass was given as 1. Atomic mass of hydrogen was assigned value as 1. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪರಮಾಣುವಿನ ದ್ರವ್ಯರಾಶಿ ಕಂಡುಹುಡುಕೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮೊದಲು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂದರೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನನ್ನು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ಮಾಸ್ 1 ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು, ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಮಾತ್ರ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಮಾನ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. Atomic mass of hydrogen was given as 1 without units. So this is atomic mass of hydrogen. I'll write it as H. This was taken as standard. But now carbon 12 is taken as a standard. Now carbon 12 is taken as a standard to give the relative atomic mass. Now carbon 12 is taken as standard. Atomic mass of carbon 12 is given as 12 AMU. Atomic mass of carbon 12 is given as 12 AMU. Here what is meant by AMU? What is AMU? Full form of AMU is atomic, A stands for atomic mass unit. It is atomic mass unit. What is the meaning of atomic mass unit? Actually, one atomic mass unit is equal to 1/12th mass of an atom of carbon 12. Students understand? Now carbon 12 is taken as standard to measure atomic mass. Atomic mass of carbon 12 is given as value 12 atomic mass unit. Now what is AMU? AMU is atomic mass unit. Actually value of one atomic mass unit is 1/12 mass of an atom of carbon 12. What is mass of an atom or one atom of carbon 12? How to find out it? Actually it is 1/12 into carbon 12 atomic mass is 1. For one atom 12 is divided by a number 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. So 1/12 into mass of an atom of carbon 12. Carbon 12 atomic mass is 12, which is divided by 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Here 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 This number is called Avogadro number. About this number let's learn later. Now right now you understand that it is Avogadro number. Here 12 and 12 cancels out. So 1 by 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, value is 1.66056 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. This is the value of 1 AMU. So 1 AMU is 1.66056 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. Now this is one atomic mass unit, value in grams, which is determined this way. 1 AMU is 1/12th mass of an atom of carbon 12. So that is 1 by 12 into 12. 12 is atomic mass of carbon divided by Avogadro number will give you this value. So this is the value of 1 AMU in grams. So you can convert atomic mass unit into grams or grams into atomic mass unit. Now this AMU is replaced by symbol U. It is replaced by symbol U. What is U? U is unified mass. U is unified mass. So unit for the atomic mass is U or AMU. AMU is now replaced by symbol U. U stands for the unified mass. Now what are the atomic masses of different elements? Atomic masses of different elements, for few elements you have to remember atomic masses. For element hydrogen, atomic mass is 1.008 unified mass or AMU. This value is determined experimentally. For hydrogen, atomic mass is 1.008 unified mass. For oxygen, atomic mass is 16 unified mass. It is actually 15.999, which can be taken as 16 unified mass. For nitrogen, atomic mass is nearly 14 unified mass. For carbon, atomic mass is nearly 12 unified mass. For chlorine, Cl, atomic mass is 35.5 unified mass. For sodium, atomic mass is 23 unified mass. See, these are few examples for the elements whose atomic mass is given. All these atomic masses are determined experimentally by taking carbon 12 as the standard. So this is about the atomic mass. Students, here what you have to remember is, what is AMU? 1 AMU is 1/12th mass of an atom of carbon 12. This is one point you have to remember. What is AMU? It is a unit of atomic mass. AMU full form is atomic mass unit, and it is replaced by symbol U. U is unified mass, and at least for few elements, I have given you 6 elements, at least for these you have to remember the atomic masses. So this is about the atomic mass. What is it? How it is determined? That is what you have learnt under this. Next, let us learn about average atomic mass and molecular mass, which I will take up in the next class. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.